Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today we are back with the final installment of my Zodiac series, and today we are celebrating Virgo season. So I cannot believe that we are at the end of this Zodiac series. If you don't know, I started this last year with Libra season because that's my sun sign, and I have a Virgo rising, so I was a little bummed out that I had to wait like a whole year just to get to this sign because I was doing them once a month. And we're here now, and it's just so crazy to think about that. So I'll talk a little bit more about this series at the end. For now, let me just show you my favorites. So the first shade I picked is ILNP's Horizon because, like I said in my intro, I have a Virgo rising, and your rising sign or your ascendant is the sign that is on the horizon of your birth chart. So naturally, the name just spoke to me for this one, but I do actually love this delicate shade as well, since Virgo is also known as the Virgin. I think a delicate white shimmer represents purity pretty well. I especially love the gold shimmer this one has. It just gives it a really angelic feel, and to me, that just represents the height of Virgo's beauty. So Virgos are also ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication as well as healing. So the sign just exudes a calm and serene energy. And honestly, I just get such serene vibes from a shade like this. It is just so soothing to me. So next up we have Dr. Remedy's Altruistic Auburn, which is this beautiful, soft, almost muted kind of coral, but I know it looks pretty bright here, so just imagine this a little bit more toned down. So I picked this one mainly for the name because Virgos are probably the most altruistic sign of the zodiac. They absolutely love helping people, almost to a fault, where they can also be known to fix people. But trust me, it's because Virgos just know what's best. So even though this color might be a bit bright, I think it's the perfect shade to capture Virgo season transitioning from summer to fall. And I also thought that since Virgos are usually perfectionists, they would be the only ones who would actually love working with a skinny brush to get the most precise application as possible. The next polish I chose was Loud Lacquer's Juice Cleanse, which is this dusty olive green cream. So I thought the name was just so fitting because Virgo rules the stomach and digestion, so it seems fitting that they would be the ones to do a juice cleanse every now and then, but not the problematic kind. Virgos are just very attuned to their bodies, so I think they do their best to eat clean and healthy so they can feel their best. Next I have another green. This is Loud Lacquer's Office in the Trees, which is a deep, almost mix of emerald and pine green. So Virgo is an earth sign, and that's usually associated with brown, but I just love greens for Virgos because they're also very environmentally conscious and love to be in nature, especially the woods. But Virgos also love to get things done, so I think they would love an office in the trees to continue their girl boss activities while being surrounded by nature. So I know I said I love greens for Virgos because usually browns are considered boring or dull, but I just had to include this absolutely beautiful shade for them. This is ILNP's Autumn from last year's Harvest collection, and I thought this was just so perfect for the name alone, considering that Virgo season marks the start of autumn and the harvest season. But Virgos are also represented by the goddess of wheat and agriculture, so it just ties in so well. I couldn't just not include this one. I think there's just something so comforting about a rich brown, especially this time of year. And this one is especially warm and inviting with that beautiful glowing orange and gold shimmer and flakies. So hopefully if you're a Virgo, you're not mad at me for including a brown. I did my best to pick the absolute prettiest one. I even remember last year when this collection launched that this shade would just be so perfect for Virgo season, so I really hope you love it as much as I do. And lastly, I have Mooncat Rue Morgue, which is a breathtaking blue to represent the traditional September birthstone, sapphire. So while sapphires come in a variety of beautiful colors, I am just such a sucker for the traditional deep blue ones. And I think this shade just perfectly captures the depth that you see in those stones. So sapphires represent wisdom, virtue, and holiness, among other things, which ties back to their traits of purity and altruism. So it really seems like the perfect birthstone for September Virgos. Even though these deep blues make me think of the ocean and water signs, I think it can also tie back to Virgo's love for nature. I'm sure they love the beach as well. And here is a quick look at all of my favorites all together. I just really love this lineup. It speaks so much to this current time that we're in, where there's still some brightness of the summer season, but it's transitioning into the dustier, earthy tones. I'm also very satisfied by the even mix of creams and shimmers. So that wraps up my favorites for Virgo season. So as always, I would love to know what your thoughts are on my lineup, especially if you're a Virgo yourself. Hopefully you do enjoy these, because I know that Virgos can be a little picky and maybe mean if they don't like things. So if you don't like certain colors or finishes that I chose, just kindly let me know which shades you prefer wearing, because for me, I really enjoyed putting these shades together. I just feel like this was another sign or month that felt so easy. Like I just immediately got a sense of like the energy and the color story and the reasoning for the polishes. Obviously, I thought of like certain names right away that I thought were like perfect for Virgo. So I had a lot of fun putting this together, and I just hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. Yeah, when I think of Virgos, I feel like I didn't talk a lot about like the negative characteristics about them, where they're kind of known for being high-strung and overly anxious and even cold and standoffish or snobbish. And those things can definitely be true. And I say that with love because, again, having a Virgo rising, I feel like I have, exhibited those traits before. But, but yeah, I wanted to really focus on like a more natural and like in tune with your body and nature. That's just the energy that I wanted to cultivate myself for this Virgo season, because when I think of Virgos, I also think of like those it girls where they just have their lives together. Like they wake up at 5:30 in the morning and work out for an hour, and then they make their green juice, and they have like a 10-step skincare routine and like all of that kind of stuff. Like people who have very structured and like regimented lives, but they're filled with things that are good for you and your well-being. Like that just gives me Virgo energy, and I just need that in my life, because even though my name on here is the Polished Yogi, to be completely honest, I haven't done yoga in like a while, and it's just been something that like my body has been telling me like, please get back on the mat, like you need this. And so I just want to cultivate that. I need to do that. I need to be better about taking care of myself and my body, because I really do think there is like such a strong connection with taking care of yourself physically and that boosting your mental health. So I personally need a little bit more of that, because otherwise I can just get very much in my own head and overthink things to an awful degree. So yeah, that's where I'm at this Virgo season. But let me know how this season is treating you so far, or what kind of things you're trying to do this season. But yeah, I just cannot believe that this is the 12th video in this series, and we're closing it off. I mean, I say that, but I don't know, because I As much as I would love to continue and do like a volume 2, similar to how I'm doing a volume 2 of my seasonal favorites, I just don't really want it to be as like repetitive, which I think with the Zodiac series, it would be a bit more repetitive than my seasonal favorites, because I'm more or less giving like the same information, and I don't know, I just don't, I would want to avoid that, but at the same time, like I really love this season, so I might take a little break from it. There might not be like a Libra favorites video, or maybe I'll just do it as like a shorts or something series. But yeah, if you have any feedback regarding that, please let me know. But either way, I do want to give a big thank you to everybody who has watched this series, whether it's been from the beginning and you've left comments along the way of just learning about the different signs and everything, or if it's just for your own sign. I still appreciate everybody's support so much. So thank you for keeping up with these videos. But yeah, let me know any and all thoughts that you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.